everybody. Welcome to the Have You Ever Played podcast, the only podcast on the internet completely randomly generated by AI. I'm Matt, aka Matt Fun Dude, and I'm with my co host, as always.
Yes, I'm James, aka James 04E.
And today we are going to be talking about some vague news stories that I found right before
Yes.
the podcast started. Um, James, we were talking a little bit about some Overwatch news. There appears to be several Overwatch news stories that have appeared today.
Yes.
I have now, James. I haven't thought about Overwatch 2 since it launched. I don't know about you. I don't know if you've thought about it or played it at all.
One of my friends invited me to play it today, and I said, no, I do not have it installed.
Fair enough. Yeah. So apparently, I just saw this and I didn't think it was real at first, but apparently, Overwatch 2 is having a Overwatch Cross One Punch Man event
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
where Doomfist is getting a One Punch Man skin or a Saitama skin. Now,
Mhm.
as a One Punch enjoyer myself, I've seen the anime, the first season, which is really good, and then the second season, which is not as good because it's animated, not as good.
Yes.
And I've read the manga. I was caught up in the manga at one point. I'm a couple months behind now.
Damn.
And honestly, One Punch Man has has a triple threat of gatekeeping for fandom in terms of, do you know how when you read something like a Game of Thrones, or actually I'll stick with anime, I guess. Do you know how you can be like, hey, with JoJo, let's use JoJo for an example.
Oh, what a great example.
Yeah, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's a JoJo reference. Do you know how you can be like, "Oh, I'm a JoJo fan." It's like, "Oh yeah." It's like, "Well, what have you seen?" It's like, "Well, I've seen the dub of JoJo, right?" It's like, "Well, actually, you have if you're not watching the sub, then you're not caught up with the latest season." And then you have the other person saying, "Well, actually, if you're not reading the manga, then you're not really caught up and you're not really a fan." But One Punch Man has a webcomic as well.
Oh,
So
yeah.
actually, if you're not reading the webcomic, then you're really not caught up and you're really not a fan. So
Damn. But actually, if you don't follow one around every single day to see what he's doing, you're not a real fan.
you say that, but kind of there's some things that are like that. It's like, oh, you don't read the Twitter lore, or
Yeah, the
actually,
Twitter lore.
I think like the game near Automata,
Mhm.
Automata, whatever. A game I have not played. I should probably play it. I've seen near replicant the previous game. There's a whole lot of near stuff. But
Yeah.
anyway, uh that game has a canonical story that takes place in a raid in Final Fantasy 14 that's
What?
canon to the story. And I think there's also a stage play, a Japanese only stage play that's also canon or something. So it's just you gotta
Oh,
piece together
boy.
lore, you know? You
Oh,
just
no.
gotta get that expanded universe lore.
Man.
Ugh.
It's just like the MCU,
Just watch every single movie and every show, and then you'll be caught up.
including the animated ones, by the way.
Yeah, but also read the comics. Did you not read the Ultimate Spider-Man run circa this year to this year? I don't think people actually. I think there maybe are a subset of people that do that, but I really don't
Yeah.
think people are with the MCU. It's different enough that people have an idea of what's coming for certain things, but I don't think a lot of people are like saying, "Oh, you need to read this run or whatever."
Well, people get
'Cause-
mad when they don't adapt like comic storylines properly.
Mhm,
Um, I don't know. Like I know people are like really, uh, I guess like pessimistic about like Secret Wars coming up and stuff like that.
mhm.
And it is what it is. You can't really adapt those things one to one because the whole time scale of comics is very different from movies and stuff like that. Like I guess with some that are TV series, you can make that argument, but even then, there's still different restrictions and some things that are getting changed to TV series nowadays. So it's apples and oranges.
Well, they also had to adapt around things like the fact that you can't have X-Men in
Yeah,
Spider-Man storylines, which if you read any comics, you're like, "Oh god, how do they not have X-Men or Fantastic Four in any
yeah.
Spider-Man storylines?"
It's interesting
Um
because people like everybody knows the Avengers nowadays. Before the movies, they actually weren't like the most popular team that Marvel had. It was a
Hmm.
lot more about like X-Men, Fantastic Four, and stuff like that.
Well, nobody knew about Guardians of the Galaxy like at
Oh
all.
yeah,
Everyone was like, "Who the hell is Rocket Raccoon?"
they were who megalolling the
I
Guardians of the
think
Galaxy.
a lot of people were like, "Oh, those guys from Marvel versus Capcom 3? Who is this guy?"
Damn.
Um, but yeah, I don't know, a lot of stuff like that. And I don't know, there's something about it, and this kind of happens with properties that are adapted from books too. When
Hmm.
say like when Game of Thrones was airing, the book readers would always drop weird spoilers, or they would say things. If you would ever read discussions about the show, people in the comments are always like, "Well, this happens in the book," or there's almost like this edge of, "Oh, I know what happens ahead of you,"
Yeah.
so you can never really have good discussion. Do you feel that way about media, where it's like long-standing media? Like if you watch something that's ongoing and it's still going on for a really really long time, do you like to read a bunch of like Reddit discussions about the most current episode?
Um, Not so much for ones that are like long, that go on for a long time, but with the anime that I'm watching this season, like Vinland Saga and stuff like that, I do read the Reddit discussions. Nowadays, they split them up in like into like anime only and manga reader stuff to avoid weird spoilers in the comics. But I know with I know with the Near Automata anime, the people who played the games, and it's really
There's an
hard to like.
anime?
Yeah, there's like a
Oh,
yeah, there's an
oh
anime this
no.
season. They released like 4 episodes, and I think they had to delay it indefinitely because of COVID or something like that. Like
Hmm.
somebody in the studio got COVID. Um, but yeah, it's like there's always going to be that other layer to lots of these things that people are going to be able to spoil through. There's some people who consume the leaks. The episode got leaked early. I watched it, guys. Like stuff
By
like that.
playing the game. So yeah, I feel this weird thing about watching content like that, and part of me when it was like Game of Thrones and now Hot D House of the Dragon,
Hmm.
I like watching weekly and then reading. I spend the whole week. I will listen to or I'll read the Reddit thread after the episode. I'll
Hmm.
then watch a Alt Shift X video, for example, or I'll listen to a podcast about the episode, and then it's
Hmm.
just extra content. Which if you're binge watching a show, you're not gonna get any of that content really.
Hmm.
And the part of the fun is speculation on what's gonna happen next. And the problem with speculation is there's always a big brain Larry in the chat who read the book and actually knows what happens, and they just
Yeah.
write a comment being like, "Man, I wonder if this will happen," and then it's just like they do actually know. You can't actually speculate without people being like, "Oh, do they actually know?"
Yeah.
And that's kind of the thing with me with One Punch Man, where I read the manga and it's like, well, in the webcomic in chapter 499, this hat like spoiler, like it says spoiler text, but it's like, man, I don't know. I want to have discussion about this thing. I felt cool. You know what? I just felt good about catching up to something for once, and I still
Hmm.
wasn't caught up. And I don't want to read the webcomic. Okay, I want to
Yeah.
wait.
I think what's really funny about the One Punch Man community with the webcomics, I've actually seen like on Twitter some people commenting on it. It's like, I hate how this was adapted from the comic. It doesn't look as good, and I'm like, it doesn't look as good. Have you looked at the webcomic, sir?
It didn't. It looked better in their imagination,
Yeah,
and
what
then
the
they're
the
like,
lines that they were drawing in their head.
and honestly, there's no. I would read the webcomic, but it is one of those things where it's like, and this is kind of how I feel about certain anime too, where okay, I could read JoJo and be caught up, but at the same time, it's like I kind of prefer watching it because a lot of the joy I had of JoJo, which I'm not even caught up on anymore,
Hmm.
is the music, the sound effects, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And reading it is fine. I think this goes for more action oriented shows.
Hmm.
Like reading it is one thing, but watching it and having all the sound effects and all that stuff is I don't know. It's a preferred experience.
Yeah, with JoJo, I've always really liked both the sound effects and the colors that the anime uses,
Hmm.
especially since I know for like the color pages and stuff, the author never uses like consistent colors for characters, so
Hmm.
it gives them a lot of room to like mess around. And, like, in some scenes the characters will have like these colors, and in some scenes it's others to like change up the atmosphere a little bit.
Are you saying JoJo creator, uh, JoJo creator who never forgets any important details about characters and never comes back with things? Well, here's the deal. There's been defenders and like detractors, um, where they're like, "Oh, JoJo, like Araki kind of just forgot that blah 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 can do this." And some of it is I could see like, okay, it isn't it's not actually they just forgot they could do this power. There's reasons they don't use it again. Like, why did he touch the turtle and his hand went through the turtle, or I don't know.
Yeah,
There's weird stuff,
yeah, I've
right?
seen some of that stuff.
But part of it is like, okay, maybe he did forget certain things. I do think he probably did forget certain things, but I guess other parts are like, um I don't know, he just doesn't need to use the same powers again. This is not a
Yeah.
JoJo podcast, okay? We're not talking about JoJo. I don't know how we got on to JoJo, but whatever.
Yeah, damn, we really
Um
derailed onto the JoJo talk.
but yeah, so will this skin get you to play Overwatch 2?
Well, I didn't play Doomfist, so probably not. I mean, I do hear that since it's going on for like the event's going on for like a month, that there might be some other skins. But I mean,
Yeah,
also, I don't
yeah,
want to spend money on Overwatch 2, so like,
yeah. I might
probably
boot it
not gonna.
up.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll play with some friends or something, but I wouldn't play it because of like a skin or something. Really.
Well, here's the deal too. So Doomfist, right? He
Hmm.
used to be like a DPS and would like one shot kill people with his Doom Fist if they were squishier and you would hit them
Yes,
against a wall
with
or
his
do a combo.
Doomfist TM.
Yes. Now he's a tank and his Doom Fist doesn't do damage unless they changed him again.
They over buffed him, then like nerfed him, and he's in a weird place. But it's like mostly a crowd control thing now.
Yeah, it doesn't like I logged into the Overwatch 2, hit someone with the Doom Fist and it did like 25 damage and I was
Hmm.
like, why am I playing this game? Why am I playing this character?
Yeah.
Um I don't know. Whatever. And apparently also Mercy apparently just got a bunch of nerfs. I don't know.
Yeah,
Whatever. Who cares?
man.
Moving on. Did you see anything about the infinitely generated Seinfeld Twitch AI experiment thing? I think it was called Nothing Forever.
No. I have seen a lot of crazy Twitch accounts though, like the 24/7 Morbius one. The Bob Ross one's the OG.
Yeah, and
That
then
one I
mhm.
still watch that every once in a while.
They also did Twitch Plays Pokemon, and then they also did the Twitch Watches Pokemon, which was so fun. Where they played every single episode of Pokemon and people and all the
Hmm.
movies, and everyone could chat and while watching them.
That's
That was a
cool.
lot of fun.
How long did that end up going for?
A long time.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Um,
think of how long all of Pokemon is.
I don't, and this was like back a few years ago, so it was probably only caught up to I don't know, like X and Y or something.
Hmm.
Um, probably more, maybe further on than that. But yeah, so Nothing Forever. You should look it up, Google it real quick. Take a look at it.
Sure.
What it looks like. It kind of looks like that classic Windows Movie Maker 3D like art. The art's weird,
Oh my
but
god.
I guess all of the dialogue is AI generated, and it basically plays out infinite Seinfeld episodes that it creates on the fly.
Hmm.
Now, apparently, they just got banned from Twitch because there was some there was some transphobia that happened in
Yikes.
the show. Made some transphobic jokes. Yeah, I don't know what they were like. Okay, so it is using Chat GPT, which is the kind of the like the chat AI right now that can do a lot of things. And I'm not entirely sure what happened here because I guess the AI must have been trained on something,
Uh,
some sort of material, and
I actually
then
just found the clip.
oh yeah.
Hmm.
Well, weirdly enough, if it was the Kramer character, it might have been lore accurate to actual Michael Richards
Oh,
and his career and
oh
how
yeah. This
that
is
went on.
yeah. Jesus Christ. Jeez, what they said. Yeah, that is very problematic. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not gonna listen to that right now, but
Yeah. No.
you did, so apparently that's not good. And I will say, um, yeah, that is really weird. That is really weird. I mean, that's kind of what's gonna happen, I guess, if you infinitely have content going on.
Yeah. I
It
mean,
might get weird.
you also can't. At least not yet. You can't filter AI like that to say like they'll never say something transphobic or anything like that because inevitably it would happen unless you had some really specific filters, I guess.
Well, I think
Like
there
quite
is
literally
filtering.
eliminating words.
No, I think there is filtering, but the problem with like Chat GPT is that you can kind of tell the AI this is so pseudo y. I don't know what I'm talking about, by the way, so take this with 100 grain of salt. But from what I've heard about Chat GPT, you can basically be like, hey, get around the filter, and then it will be like, okay, I'm now around the filter. So because it's so powerful and can do a lot of different things, it can kind of be like, oh, all right, I'm gonna go around the filter somehow, or you can trick it into doing things. And
Hmm.
again, trick it, saying as if it's like a thing, like a creature that you can trick, is the
Yeah.
dumb way of explaining it. But you can get around any filters at the current moment, and it looks like they're looking into what happened there.
Hmm.
I would assume that this was an oopsie, and it
Yeah.
probably will be able to come back in some form because
Yeah.
I think people were getting into it, and I was meaning to check it out because I had seen that it existed, and for the next 14 days they're temporarily unavailable. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
And I
I
guess
had seen.
they can like filter words, I guess, but maybe not like concepts. I don't know.
Well, I don't know what really happened here, and I guess they didn't really know either. So yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll check back in on it. I've been really getting into the Chat GPT AI generated content. It is. I think we're hitting a point where a lot of this is kind of becoming more real technology
Hmm.
and just how powerful it is. And there's so many content ideas that people are having using this, and it's gotten to the point where people are writing essays with it. And I mean, there's inaccuracies and you have to fix certain things, but it's becoming pretty crazy what you can actually do
Hmm.
with AI. I'm thinking of video game applications where you could have games where you have NPCs that can, say a lot more things, or, do you can have like these weird NPCs. Of course, it'll probably be like Oblivion's Radiant AI where it's like, "Oh man, we're going to create a system where the AI can do everything." And what just happens is one AI just walks over and steals a cabbage and then dies off screen, but
Man,
I could see
have your
cool uses.
you have your goofy at AI generated NPCs just running
It would,
around
yeah.
trying to break out of the matrix.
See, it would be kind of cool to have a Scribblenauts type game where it's like, oh, here's the game. You have like this AI chat thing you can interact with, and it can mess with the game, and you could tell it to do stuff. I
Hmm.
don't know. There's probably a cool concept there, and the fact that we can have, well, one, I always did think this that be, now that we're CGing actors into movies that are like passed away and like doing like using voice or basically making a I forget what the term is, but you can do like a voice AI thing for lack of a better word.
Hmm.
You know how there's the voice you can put in text and it's text to speech, but now they use actual voices of people.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I was thinking of something like this where you could just have like, hey, if it is your favorite show One Punch Man, well now you can make infinite episodes and share them with people. And so
Man.
yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be kind of cool in a way.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, a bunch of
What
goofy AI generated One Punch Man episodes. Literally
I
endless entertainment.
yeah. I don't know. There's stuff for certain things like that. I could see happening, but who knows? AI will be a cool tool for creatives to make stuff with it.
I just want them for the memes.
Yeah. Oh, there already
Using
are some
AI for
AI generated
using
memes.
AI for memes is hilarious. Like oh man, I can't remember what it was. Somebody like there's this meme account I follow, and they had this character from a game that just kept saying whatever they wanted, and they posted like 50 memes of it in the past day.
Oh God. Yeah.
Man.
Well, that's the news, I guess. Right now, I always just Google like what is happening in gaming,
Hmm.
and turns out not a lot is happening sometimes. And
Uneventful week for gamers.
I don't really follow that much. Oh, actually, did you see the SNL Mario Kart sketch?
Oh God, no! But that sounds horrible.
Okay, so it's actually not that bad. They got Pedro Pascal to. The joke is basically. Here, let me explain the SNL joke. That's what
Oh,
this
is it like
podcast
with
has
the whole
become.
Last of Us like live action or video game adaptation thing?
Yeah, the joke is like, what will they make next? And
Oh
it's
man.
just Pedro Pascal as Mario and like gritty
Oh
Mario Kart,
God.
and it is actually pretty funny in terms
Hmm.
of it's sensible chuckle. Like you're like, oh yes, I could see why this would be funny.
Yeah.
And the set design and costumes are actually kind of fun. But
Hmm.
yeah, well, I don't know. For some reason, it was high up on Reddit, and people were being like, "Man, this is actually pretty funny." So,
Hmm.
I think Pedro Pascal is just everyone's favorite guy right now for the time being. I mean, he's
Yeah,
only hit bangers.
he's having like a Keanu Reeves renaissance, or it's gonna be at that level soon, probably.
I think he's already kind of at that level in terms of TV because he was on Game of Thrones, lesser. I mean, a popular character but lesser role.
Hmm. I'm thinking like memes
Mandalorian.
and like generally being like seen as a wholesome figure.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that is completely like we love him, and then if he does something, it's just gonna be like the whole heel turn of the internet being like
Hmm.
we never liked him anyway.
Man.
Yeah. So James, how's your week been going? You've been playing any games recently?
Yes, I actually bought Hi-Fi Rush. We talked a little bit about it last week.
Hmm.
So yeah, the general concept of the game is it's like a DMC style game or Devil May Cry, as far as combat goes. Like you get the whole scoring, you have all sorts of different combos and stuff. Um, but the main selling point of the game is that your character has a like an MP3 player inside of their heart, and the whole world moves to the beat of whatever music is being played.
Hmm.
And your attacks, if you like time them well with the beat, then you get bonus points and like various other bonuses, and also the enemy's attacks are timed with it, so you can time your dodges and parries based off of that. And yeah, it's just a really cool concept. The world is also really nice as well. The writing's pretty funny, and yeah, I think it's a really fun game. It's only $30, so I definitely recommend it. There's also like 2D cutscenes. They're animated in like I actually think they're animated in like 60 frames or something like that, but they're very well animated overall. It's just
Hmm.
a really fun game.
Have you ever played Crypt of the Necro Dancer?
No, I actually haven't. I've
You
heard
should
of it though.
check that out. It's a roguelike where you move on the beat and you
Hmm.
attack and dodge on the beat and stuff like that. Similar seemingly in concept. I know the gameplay is different,
Yeah.
but I've been really enjoying these rhythm game actiony hybrids. There's been a
Hmm.
lot in the space. There's been those. There's been a couple first-person shooter rhythm games. There's was it Metal Hellsinger
Yeah.
and I think it's BPM or something. Is it called BPM? Yeah, bullets per minute. There's multiple
Hmm.
just multiple Doom rhythm like first person shooters which came out similar times.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, um, yeah. Do you like rhythm games and all like pure rhythm games?
I used to play Guitar Hero and stuff a lot when I was younger. Not so much anymore, but I do like how the concept is used in other genres, like action genres we've talked about a little bit. I think it's really
Yeah.
fun overall. It's also very,
So,
very, very relaxing, actually.
hmm. So what about Hi-Fi Rush? How long is it? Is it like a long game or is it like an infinite
Um,
kind of thing?
I haven't finished it yet. I hear it's about like it varies a little bit, but it could be 6 to 10 hours, I believe, depending on how good you are at it.
And it's just like a linear single player game.
Yeah, for the most part, it's linear. There are some little, I guess you could call them excursions. Like, there are little NPCs you can talk to on the side. Most of them work for the organization that you're fighting, which is kind of funny. They just don't attack you.
Hmm.
But there's lots of like really clever humor there. Like, there's this one recurring NPC who's always looking like at like a crime scene, and he's kind of imitating the super edgy and serious like detective in like a noir movie or something. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty linear, but it's got really really good characters, really good environments, and obviously with everything moving to the beat of music, there's some really cool like not necessarily puzzles but challenges within the environment that make it a lot of fun to move through.
So I think going back a little bit to the rhythm game question. You mentioned you played Guitar Hero,
Yeah.
and I played a little bit of Clone Hero, the PC kind of open source Guitar Hero mod,
Hmm.
not mod, but their own thing. Um, I think I would play rhythm games more, but it feels like a lot of rhythm games are kind of inaccessible because they require special controllers or even
Hmm.
full crazy custom rigs. Like for example, I want to get into a Dance Dance Revolution type game,
Hmm.
but the entry level to that is like, oh, you can get a soft pad. Well, a lot of those soft pads, which is the best soft pad? Well, they don't make them anymore. So there's a third party that makes them, or you could get an original, but some of them are better than others. And then it's like,
Oh man.
well, what else can I do? It's like, well, there's hard mats that are made by custom people. They're a little bit better, but the real best thing is to get an original arcade cabinet, disassemble it, make just have the step pads, right? And then
Hmm.
turn that into a USB connection, then use that. But actually, the real better version than even that is to buy it from this one company, but they only ship them out of one country and they are back
Oh my
ordered forever.
god.
And same thing with like Smash with GameCube controllers and Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Well, Clone Hero especially, they don't make new controllers. So
Yeah.
it's so hard to get into Clone Hero because they don't there's no one makes a third party controller, so you have to buy like the Xbox Explorer controller, which when I bought one it was $40, which was already too much at the time. Now they're going for like a couple $100 each, which is insane.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
no,
that's
I
kind
remember
of the only way you can get in.
I remember the good old days where you could walk into GameStop, buy your copy of Guitar Hero. It came with the guitar. I don't remember how much it cost because I didn't pay for it. It was
It
always
was
my
still
parents.
expensive back
Yeah,
then.
it was probably like $120 or something, like double the price of a normal game,
Oh
just
yeah,
because the
no, it was in the
guitar.
hundreds.
Yeah.
I know because I never got Guitar Hero as a kid because it was like you're never gonna play this. It's like
Yeah.
honestly, probably not post because especially if it was like Guitar Hero 3 or something like that. It's like,
Hmm.
well, once you're done with the songs, like what do you do, But
Yeah.
at least Clone Hero is you can play any song you want.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just it's
Wait. Actually, when you say play any song you want, does it have like a larger list of songs like from all the Guitar Hero games, or is
so
it literally like any song?
you can play so people make custom tracks. You can play all the Rock Band, all the Guitar Heroes things because people like rip them or whatever,
Hmm.
and you can make your own tracks. So people make basically
I
there's a custom
see.
track for everything
Okay.
of
Yeah,
varying quality.
I was thinking like, oh my god, do you put like an MP3 in there and some like AI scans it and makes a track? Like, no.
I do think there is something like that, like a
Oh my
tool that
god.
probably help. I mean, it's not going to be like the greatest, most accurate thing.
Yeah.
I don't really know for Guitar Hero. I mean, shouts to the game Audio Surf. You ever play Audio Surf?
No, I have not played Audio Surf.
So that game, and Audio Surf 2. Audio Surf is a PC game that I used to play back in the day a little bit. It came out in
Hmm.
2008, so it's been doing this concept where you can take any MP3 file, and you used to be able to stream right from YouTube, so you can put a YouTube link,
Hmm.
and it will make a rhythm game level basically out of that song.
Ooh.
There's another game that did that too. There's a few games that were experimenting with that idea. Basically, it uses those like visualization. Do you know how like you can have music visualization?
Hmm.
It uses kind of that to roughly make a level like a rhythm game kind of level. It's not perfect, but it works pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, no, I don't know. Like these games that or these experiences where I think it's like they have the Drum Master game. It's like is it Taiko Drum Master? Uh,
Hmm.
that you know the game. Have you ever been to an arcade and they have the big drum and you go dong 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 with the
Oh yeah.
yeah the hammer or the the whatever they're called.
Hmm.
Um, the drumsticks, but they have an actual name because they're not whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was also following that, and there's like 3 SKUs for that too, or there's 4 SKUs or whatever. You can get the cheap plastic one that sells with the Switch Home version. You can get a third party, slightly better one, or you can buy the official, like really good quality big one. And there's just so much. It's
Yeah.
I want to get into these, but it's inaccessible to me.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. That's been my rhythm game thing. It's just I can't. And then some games, it's like you have to go grind at the arcade. You know, it's just I don't know. I'm not gonna go grind a
Grind at
game.
the arcade.
Well, I don't know. There's some of these like Japanese rhythm games that there's places near me that have them, but I can't practice them at home. I would have to go to the arcade just because the way they're controlled, like the control scheme, is like a very arcade specific thing.
Hmm.
All right, that's enough of me ranting, James. How
Ranting
what else have
about
you been doing on your week?
ranting about our rhythm games. Yeah, what else? Oh man, same story as every other week. I played some Dota. It actually went okay this week. I called it at reasonable times. You know, I took every session I had. I took my +2 of like win to loss and left.
I love your Dota and Apex stories of just like, yeah, this week I those were a game. Moving on.
Hmm. Well, actually, Apex is like this is kind of a news thing, but what's interesting is they actually announced they're shutting down their mobile version recently, and
Oh wow,
apparently,
didn't that
yeah,
just come out?
yeah, it came out like mid last year, and apparently, what is it? Apparently, they also shut down a single player Apex Legends slash Titanfall game.
A single
Uh,
player one.
yeah, it was supposed to be like, oh man, there were all these crazy leaks about it, but it seemed like it was cool. But yeah, it was because
We're back. Hello, everybody.
yes, we are back. But yeah, it's kind of sad that they had to shut down both the mobile and the single player game development.
I don't know if they had to. It's probably just like maybe it wasn't making them enough money.
I think it was a financial thing because apparently there were some layoffs to go along with it, but they said that they were gonna try to find the laid off employees some other jobs within the studio, which it's definitely better than other studios have been doing. So good on them, I guess.
You know, shout outs to the canceled single player game. It's probably because it had Titanfall in the name, and they're like, you know
Oh
what?
no.
People don't like Titanfall. Just throw it in the trash
Oh
can.
man. Apparently it was gonna have like some. I think they said it was gonna have like Doom Eternal inspired gameplay. There are gonna be like a ton of cameos, and you're gonna get to play as Kuben Blisk, and it was literally everything a Titanfall player dreamed of. Like man,
Yeah, and just like the every other Titanfall game, it is thrown into the trash can. It's like we don't want this. We don't want to. We don't like how the game is fun. Throw it away. Throw it in the trash. Oh man.
man.
Um, any other gaming games?
Um, have I been playing other? No, actually, no Elden Ring this week because Hi-Fi Rush was my single player game for the week. But,
Nice.
but yeah, probably play it more next week.
Yeah, I've been, I guess, going into my week a little bit. I've been Elden Ringing it up, but I've played other stuff too. But I've been mainly Elden Ringing, and man, that game still really good. I hit a point where I am less caring to get back into it. It's like I'm falling off a little bit. It's that open world
Ooh.
curse where it's like, oh man, there's still a whole lot of game left here.
Yeah, it's like you just drop in there like, where am I? Oh
Yeah,
my god, I have so many places to go.
yeah, and it's starting to become a little burned out a little bit. I switched my build up to be more int focused. I went kind of full int now because I'm using
Hmm.
a weapon that you have to get by doing a really long quest line and takes a long time to get, and it's actually really awesome and like probably broken and will probably kill bosses like almost with no effort. So that might also make
Oh.
the game a little bit less interesting going forward. But yeah, it's still good. I've just been lesserly interested in playing it in long periods of time.
Hmm.
But I bought a little indie game, a little indie shooter recently called Battlefield 2042 or
Oh
whatever
no.
the name is.
Oh no, you gave in.
So it's $20. I don't want to support them at all. I really don't. Um, but all my friends are playing it, and I wanted to. I want to every season, every so often. I want to play a Call of Duty. I want to play a Battlefield. I want to just play a dumb shooter that I don't have to care. I don't want to like
Hmm.
Overwatch is a you got to think competitive, whatever. I want to zone out. I literally don't care if I win or lose. I'm just having fun kind of game.
Hmm.
And Battlefield is gonna fill that void right now.
Yep.
And from what I've played, it is actually not that bad at the current moment, at least.
Hmm. Yeah, I know they
It seems
patched
to
it a
run.
lot. I think they've got like a big like revamp patch coming where it's like
Yeah,
I heard they're reintroducing classes or something.
yep. That's so I didn't play it until like this week, and when I launched the game, yeah, there's classes. I didn't know there wasn't classes. It's kind of weird. They're
Yeah.
crazy. There wasn't. Um, So yeah, I turned on the game and there's classes. One of the things that they try to do is operators. I understand why they didn't have classes because
Yeah.
you can't. Why have classes when you can have operators that you could sell or put on the battle pass and make
They're pretty.
money? Um, but they still have operators, but they're operators within the classes,
Yeah,
so
I
it's
think that's
kind
the
of
way to
weird.
go.
It's the way to go, but it's also kind of stupid because like
Yeah.
I'm playing medic, and there's a medic character, and she has a medical pistol that you
Ugh.
shoot people. It's literally a pistol. You shoot people with it, and it heals them from a distance.
Huh.
And you can use your defibrillator to like revive people. And it is funny playing that game because if you're playing one of the more action game modes, you're just running around constantly reviving and healing people, and you basically don't get to shoot anyone. If you're playing medic, like you don't play the
Hmm.
game outside of reviving people and shooting people with healing gun. Which I don't know how I feel about that at the moment, but there's other classes you can play, and you can also choose to not care about your teammates. But why are you playing support?
Man. Yeah, playing support in Battlefield probably isn't that great of an experience. It's actually funny. The only reason I knew about the Battlefield like class system and stuff like that is because I get emails from EA because I have an Origin account. Like literally on
Oh,
they're
excuse me.
just
You mean you have
emailing
an
me
EA
without
account?
yeah,
Origins
emailing me
no more.
without my consent. Just man, like I
So
play Apex Legends. Oh, you must like Battlefield.
when I launched Battlefield, they uninstalled Origin from my computer, and now it's an EA account or something.
What?
Yeah, there's Origins no more apparently.
Really?
Yeah, but it's called EA something. Is it just? I don't know how to access it, but it was said uninstalling Origin, and I guess they have it's like the EA launcher or something now.
Oh my god, wait. So I googled EA Origin.
EA launcher.
Let's see. It says the EA app is here. Origin is closing its doors, so you're in the right spot to find and buy EA games.
Yeah, no, Origin sucked, but the EA app probably also sucks.
Oh, I see. So it shut down in October apparently, and it's just the EA Play thing.
Shows how much I care.
Hmm.
Do you feel this way too? When you buy, so I kind of want to buy everything on Steam, and even if I have a game for free, if it's not on Steam, it doesn't exist for me. Like on Epic Games, if I have to open up Epic
Yeah.
Games, like I have a ton of free Epic Games, I'll probably just buy it on Steam because it just doesn't exist in my world.
Yeah, I never open Epic Games. I do have a couple free games on it. I also have a couple free games on GOG, but
Hmm.
they just don't exist to me.
Well, you can use the GOG Galaxy launcher, which combines all your game launchers. The problem is I've had issues with it. It didn't really
Hmm.
work exactly how I wanted it to in the past. So yeah, I just stick with Steam for the most part. And I'm sad the Kingdom Hearts are locked to the Epic Games Store still.
Oh my
I
god.
bought the collection. I bought the 1.5 collection or whatever on there, and on console you can buy the all-in-one package which has all the different things in it. But
All 20
yeah,
Kingdom Hearts games.
yeah, well half of them are cutscenes, but the oh my god, no, like literally like half of them are just the cutscenes. They didn't port some of the games.
Wait, oh my god. No
Well, okay,
way.
to be fair, the games, so there's one point there's the first game final mix version, the second game final mix version. I think they might have Rechain of Memories, or it might just be cutscenes, which is the card game one on Game Boy, but they ported it to PS2. I think
Hmm.
that might be not cutscenes. I think it might be the game. Um, then there's like 365 over two whatever days, which was the DS game that probably needed the remake the most out of all of them, but that's just cutscenes because like I don't know, they don't care. It's a DS game. And
Sad.
then Recode It was just like a weird DS game as well. That one doesn't need to be remade. That can just be cutscenes.
And they really said you're here for the cutscenes, right? What's the problem?
Well, it's kind of nice at least that you can get all of the lore in one disc. Like you could play.
Hmm.
All right, here it is. Play it in this order. That you'll know the whole story.
Yeah. I remember
Except you won't.
When Kingdom Hearts 3 was coming out, I'm like, oh, I kind of want to play Kingdom Hearts 3. Maybe I'll catch up on the series. And then I saw the chart.
Oh, the Google
Uh,
Doc.
yeah, and I'm like, okay, this isn't happening. No.
It doesn't matter. Honestly, you could play Kingdom Hearts 3. It's not that fun to be honest.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, also the reviews also
it's
turned me off a
fine.
little.
Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4 got announced, by the way. I don't know if you
Yeah,
saw that.
I saw that trailer like when they first announced it. I don't remember what event it was at.
So, Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts 4 is going to be it has a lot of, so in Kingdom Hearts 3 there is a fictitious Final Fantasy game that exists in that game, and I guess it's like basically Versus 13 where they never got to make Versus 13, so
Hmm.
it's basically similar. Um I forget what it's actually called, but there's a character, and he's actually a secret boss in the game. Spoilers, sorry. Probably should
Ooh.
have actually said spoilers. But he's a secret boss, and then you can fight him in the whatever, and then in the trailer it shows him. I forgot his name, but it honestly, I bet it'll be fun. I bet Kingdom Hearts 4 will be better than 3, so I'll play it and enjoy it probably.
Mm. Actually, speaking of spoilers and bosses,
Yes.
Hi-Fi Rush spoilers. There's a boss that spams JoJo references.
Does
Like literally, he just keeps doing JoJo poses.
he just go
Like
like
it's
worry and like say like road roller and the world? And I assume he's a JoJo Part 3 reference maker.
yeah, pretty much. It's just
Yeah,
it's just repeated poses. But like, there's this one part where like they're on a Zoom call and he's doing all these poses and yelling stuff and he's muted.
that's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is really it's really funny.
It, if you ever go to a gym, that's a JoJo reference too, because you'll see people doing
Yeah.
poses there.
Oh my god, JoJo references are just everywhere.
Yeah, I saw Dracula the other week. JoJo reference.
I saw people talking the other week. JoJo reference. I'm pretty sure they talk in that series too.
I saw a
Crazy.
person lift up a rock. JoJo reference. All right. Yeah. No. What else did I do? Oh yeah. I started streaming again. I have been slacking so hard. I've reclaimed my love of itch.io games. I really like playing itch.io games, which are all like the indie games and stuff that are really short, usually like tech demo-y stuff.
Hmm.
I played a Animal Crossing but haunted based game. Basically, I think it was called Harvest 64 or Harvest something like that. That game was actually very cool.
Mm.
Um, I don't know. I love playing weird indie gamey things. It's one of my hobbies, and it's really got me back into streaming again.
Pog.
But yeah, let's. You know what? I think we could probably transition into my favorite part of the stream. The Quizmaster returns to give us some
Yes.
quizzes. But before that, if you want to send us any questions or yell at us or correct all the wrong things I said, you can send us an email at hyeppodcast@gmail.com. That is the hyeppodcast@gmail.com. Otherwise, James, the Quizmaster, take it away. We're
Yes.
revisiting the same quiz from last week, right? Correct?
Yep.
And what is that quiz called again?
It is called 139 video game trivia questions that'll reveal if you're an expert of the gaming industry.
A very dry title, but a very
Yeah.
decent quiz. Except when the questions make no sense.
Mm-hmm. We've
Or
got
they're just
some.
like subjective. It's just like which is the coolest? Sonic, Metal Sonic, or Shadow?
Yeah, we've got some more nonsensical questions. All right. When Google created a playable Pac-Man game for its page in 2010, how
Yup.
many hours of gameplay did it see from the collective internet?
Okay, there's no way I can guess this. But I do remember them doing that Google thing.
Oh my god.
Is it like a 6 billion hours?
Final answer?
Sure.
5 million.
5 million. That's what I meant. 5 million hours. 6 billion is way too many.
All right, I've got. Oh my god, we have two very sick questions here. Nicknamed King Koopa, who is the arch nemesis of Mario?
Bowser.
Yes.
I gotta wait. So you hit me with Pac-Man numbers statistics, and then it's like, which character wears a red hat with an M?
Yes. I'm simply doing the questions in order. I don't
Oh
make them.
god, you're the quiz master. You can be behind the shadows. I've seen you
Man.
skip questions before.
Yeah. But I don't. I don't know. I don't want to skip the goofy ones
You
anymore.
pull the strings.
Yeah. I'm pulling the strings in different directions this time. All right. Is Yoshi a dinosaur or a frog?
Yoshi's a dinosaur. He lives on Dinosaur Island.
This
Except what
question is
actually is
so
weird,
bad.
right? Because Yoshi in Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, he lives on his own island called Yoshi's Island. I guess I don't think that's actually true, but okay. So what's kind of confusing is that Yoshi in that game he lives with the Yoshi clan or whatever,
Hmm.
and in Mario World he's hanging out on Dinosaur Island. I guess it is it. Do we know in canon is it the same place?
Uh, I have no clue. You need
I
to
don't
look
know.
that up later.
Chocolate Bridge,
Chocolate
Donut
Bridge.
Hill, or whatever. It's just the names, the stupid names of those
Man.
areas in Mario World. Did you ever play Mario World, like beat Mario World at all?
Um, not sure actually.
That is like one of those classic, just really good platformer games. Like just a really solid game that's still worth playing today if you haven't played it.
Yeah, I have no clue if I beat Mario World before or not.
Yeah, if you so there's a couple secrets of that game where if you 100% it and do everything, but I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure it might actually just be completing the secret star road where you can do like secret levels that are super challenging. But I think it might be 100%ing it. All I remember is on the GBA port, I 100% it Mario World, and the reward was a palette swap that replaced all the Koopa shells with Mario heads,
What?
and yeah, you could kick the Mario heads around, and it also made it like an
That's
autumn color palette. It changed a lot of colors and
hmm.
made sprites change. I don't think you could turn that off, and for some reason as a kid, it just made me upset. I'm like, oh, that wasn't really worth it, and now I don't like the way it looks, and it's weird. Now it's
Yeah,
like I'll turn the game off now.
it's a little disturbing actually. Why would they do that?
I don't know. It was a
Oh
reward.
my
It's like a
god,
cool. It is a cool reward, but I don't know if you could turn it off. I never knew how to do that, but
man.
if you couldn't, it's kind of annoying that you can't.
All right, I'm just gonna speed run through all these really
Yeah,
dumb
that's the
questions
quiz
because
master I know.
who is the protagonist of Legend of Zelda? Who is the
Zelda,
love interest of
obviously.
Mario?
Petch.
Who is Sonic's sidekick?
Tails Miles Prower. Are you talking about?
It just says Tails, but sure. Oh, this one might be a little weird if you don't know your genres. What type of racing is Gran Turismo?
Epic Racing. Is it uh is it
Epic racing.
Formula Uno racing?
It is sports car racing.
It's sports car racing. Yeah, that's what I said. Don't come at me. I don't know anything
No,
about cars.
no way. This is a real question.
All right, hit me.
Which word completes the name of this huge selling video game series, Call of?
I literally was thinking duty because like I don't know why. I was just thinking, oh my god. Call of Juarez. That instead.
Uh,
Call of
uh,
Juarez, final answer.
no, wait. Instead of the correct
Call of
answer,
Juarez Gunslinger, final answer.
I'm gonna have you guess what the top voted answer is.
Oh, is it not Call of the well I said Call of Juarez. That's a deep cut. Does that not count?
Well, that one is above the actual answer, but is not the most upvoted comment.
Call of I don't know. Call of Duty, obviously. What is it?
It's Call of Booty.
Call of Booty. Okay, I wouldn't have gotten that. That's not a real game. Call of Juarez. That was a deep video game cut. 10 out of 10 on Steam somehow. I
Oh
don't
my
what
god.
according to who? How do you even get a 10 out of 10 on Steam? That's not how the rating system works on Steam. What? Thanks Google metadata.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
What is the name of the first video game that was brought into space by an astronaut? So I know we
We
had this
had this
question.
already.
We had this, however, the answer is actually different. And people are saying this guy's wrong. And then the top voted answer is also
It's
different.
Tetris. It was Tetris, brought to you by Jonathan Russian Cosmonaut, according to the one thing we read, which we never fact checked.
Yeah, so apparently the most downvoted comment is Tetris. The answer from the creator is StarCraft. And the highest voted comment is Earthbound.
That Earthbound's a meme. StarCraft doesn't make sense. Maybe that was
Oh my
later.
God.
Tetris, I don't know. Tetris is on another website. I don't know if that actually even is real, like a real story.
God.
Whatever. Nothing was ever played in space. It's fake. Space is
All
not
right.
real.
How many different colored ghosts were in the original Pac-Man?
There's Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. So 4.
Yes.
Okay.
What?
Do I get extra points for naming them?
Sure, you get plus 1 point.
I don't know. Yeah, it is Inky, right? Yeah, it's Inky.
I'm
Okay,
assuming
cool.
so. I'm not gonna fact
It is.
check
I
you.
looked it up. Clyde is the funny one because his name doesn't fit.
Yes. Okay. What is the nationality of Lara Croft?
White woman. No, I don't know. It depends on the game too. I think, unless I don't know.
British.
Triangle. British. She British.
British. What?
Okay.
Okay. So
Let's continue.
these are ridiculous. Oh my god. How many zones were in the original Sonic the Hedgehog?
This guy loves Sonic.
sheesh.
Is it 5 or 6? Is it 5? 6. 6.
Okay, yes, you're correct. It is 6.
6. Yeah. Okay.
In which country was Tetris developed?
Russia.
Technically Soviet Union, but yes.
Soviet Union. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Dude, there are so many dumb questions in this one. Like I actually think we got past most of the good ones.
They front loaded them.
Wait, what?
I'm just I enjoy how baffled you are
No.
at trying to read any of these.
Oh, okay, wait. This one could be hard or easy depending on if you know your games. The sequel to No way, that's the answer. The sequel to which game was called Modern Warfare?
What?
This is very
Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. Oh wait, World at War. Is World at War? And then was it
No.
Modern Warfare after World at War?
No, Modern Warfare 2 was after World at War.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, so it went Call of Duty. It went Modern Warfare 1. What was the one? What was before Modern Warfare? Was it? I know Call of Duty. Then there's Call of Duty 2 Big Red One. Is there COD
Hmm.
3? What is COD 3? And is Call of Duty 4 World at War? I'm so lost. I'm actually really lost. Is it Call of Duty 4 World at War? Is that what it is?
No, it's just it's called Call of Duty World at War.
What is 4? What's the fourth Call of Duty? What's the third call? What is? Let me look at the Call of Duty games.
they they don't all have like numbers.
Didn't well two? There's two has a number.
Yeah.
Was there a 3
Yeah,
that had a number?
there was.
I don't remember. Call of Duty Finest Start, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 2 Big Red One, Call of Duty 3. That must be the most forgotten Call of Duty. Call of Duty 4 Modern
Yeah.
Warfare. Wow.
Yeah. All right.
Oh
So
wow.
what's really funny about these answers? So the most downvoted one, which is actually correct, is Call of Duty 3. Modern Warfare was called Call of Duty 4.
Mm-hmm.
Then one of the replies said could also be Call of Duty Black Ops 4. So this article is new enough that
It could
like
be.
it's literally 2 months old. So there are two Modern Warfares. They're fully aware of this. The answer that the creator gave is Call of Duty.
I don't know. Whatever. Well, just keep moving. Keep it moving.
And then the top one by Matt Smith is I thought Modern Warfare was a spin-off series.
I'm
Dot dot
glad.
dot.
I'm glad. Matt Smith from Doctor Who fame and Hot D fame had time to write a comment.
Yes. All right. The Crew racing game features a recreation of streets in which country?
Italy. I don't know. I'm not gonna know.
No, it's
Spain.
the U.S.
I'm in Spain. I'm in
It,
constant Spain.
it is the U.S.
Okay. I don't
All
know.
right.
I don't know any about the racing games.
Pac-Man belongs to what genre of video games?
Arcade?
No,
Puzzle? It's not really a puzzle, is it?
no,
Pack likes?
no.
What genre? Arcade?
Pac likes.
Maze games where you eat like what kind of a question is this? What
I don't
genre of
know.
games?
I think
Arcade.
this guy made something. Arcade's probably the answer. This guy says maze chase games.
What other maze you would call those probably Pac-Man clones? What other maze chase
Pac-Man
games
likes.
that no, it would literally be like yeah, okay. That is one of the worst questions of all time.
All right, who composed the video game Spider-Man? Wow, that is bad.
The Spider-Man 2?
No, the Spider-Man. Who composed the video game
PS1
Spider-Man?
game? John Spider-Man?
Well, the first name is actually John.
John Williams.
No.
School. John Cena. His brother. John
It's-
soundtrack.
It's John Paisano
Yep, that's what I said.
for sure.
Hey, John Paisano.
What?
It's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Oh boy, you have another freebie. Which game series features cities named Vice City, Liberty City, and San Andreas?
I'm gonna say Grand Theft Auto. What is
Wow.
Grand Theft Auto?
Wow, bold guess, but correct.
Ding 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 ding.
Oh boy. Astro Boy is which type of video game?
Oh, there's multiple Astro Boy games. There's like I think there's an RPG on Game Boy or something, and then there's like probably like a beat 'em uppy action game on like the Xbox 360 or something. I'll say RPG because I think there's a couple RPG games.
It is an action platform video game. Apparently.
I really don't. There's multiple Astro Boy games. Or maybe I'm the idiot. Googling Astro Boy. Oh, here's Astro Boy games. There's one on the Game Boy. There's one on something else.
Damn.
There's a couple of them. All right, there's at a minimum there are 4 or 3. So,
Man.
come at me.
All right, this one's actually interesting. What is the name of the science fiction writer from the 1930s that predicted virtual reality?
Oh. can I pass? And then I'm too afraid to say
Um,
it
I can
because
give you a hint.
yeah.
So he wrote a Martian Odyssey.
Okay. You want to just tell me because I want to make a guess, but I don't want to look like an idiot.
All right, the answer is Stanley G. Weinbaum.
Oh, I'm so glad I did not take a guess.
What was
Okay.
your guess?
No, I'm not saying it because it would have been
Say
really
it.
stupid. No,
Say it.
no,
Say it.
no.
It's for
I can't.
entertainment. Say it.
Okay. No,
It's
I'm not
content.
gonna out myself as an
It's a
idiot.
it's a sound bite.
No, no. I can't. I can't. I can't do
It's
it.
a bit. Say it.
It's not a bit.
Yes, it is.
Next question. Your
Man.
Honor, next question. I plead the fifth.
All right. No.
It was George Orwell, War of the Worlds fame.
What? Oh my god, we're definitely skipping this one. But what was the first job of the Game Boy's creator?
Oh, is
Actually, maybe
that
this isn't bad.
Gunpei Yokoi?
I don't know. It
Uh,
doesn't say the name.
oh my God, what did he do? No, this is like a. Was he? He's the janitor, right? He was the janitor or something. Isn't
Nope.
that? No, wait. There's some classic story.
Oh, I didn't know this was an actual story. Okay, maybe this is a good question.
No, this is like a known thing. Wait a minute. I think I'm confusing multiple stories. Together.
Okay, so it is Gunpei Yokoi.
Yeah. Was he? I thought he was like the janitor or something. He did something like he wasn't part of the gaming stuff at first. Gunpei Yokoi job. Wait, okay. Literally, it says I typed in J. It says Gunpei Yokoi J autofills to janitor. Okay, he was apparently assembly line worker. So I think
Yes.
people may have. I think it's one of those stories that went on so long where it became he was the janitor.
Hey, man,
I've heard. I
he
have
was the
100%
McDonald
heard that.
he was the Nintendo burger flipper. Little known fact. Nintendo
All
used to
right,
make burgers.
this is. I feel like this is one of those fake. I'm looking at a bunch of things that say this. I think it could be one of those like.
It seems fake.
So this one IGN article saying he was a line worker, which I would probably more believe than he was just a random janitor. But anyway, no, Gunpei Yokoi is super prolific, with the Nintendo and creating all these different things.
Pog, I learned.
Yeah, imagine learning something on
All
this
right.
podcast, even though it was the wrong information and probably fake in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it could easily be fake. All right.
No, I know he did. Okay, whatever. Keep
In
moving.
Minecraft, what real life animals portrayed the sound effects of the gassed enemies?
Wasn't it a kid? Oh wait,
Well, you consider a kid an animal.
yeah, we're all animals, Chief.
Man.
I thought it was like a. Wait. I'm trying to think of now a gassed. I'm trying to think. Maybe like a chicken or like a goat or something. I'm gonna say some. All right, can I just say some type of bird? That's my guess.
No, it's a sleeping cat.
Okay, a cat too. You know, I was kind of also thinking. I know all these questions are like, oh, I knew it, but I was like being like, maybe a cat, but I don't know.
They specified a sleeping cat. I don't know.
Who knows?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a noise somebody's cat made while they're asleep.
All right, hit me with one last one, and we'll wrap it up.
All right. I don't know if this one's real, but what popular video game character inspired the name of a human gene?
Oh, I think there's Pikachu. There's a Pikachu science thing, and there's a Sonic science thing. And knowing this guy, and he loves Sonic, he probably picked the Sonic one.
Okay, it actually is Sonic. I'm surprised you knew
Yep,
that.
that's my deduction because I know there's a Sonic thing, and I know there's a Pikachu thing.
We spent too much time with this
In
guy.
science.
We know his tastes.
I just reached into his soul that time and I got it.
Oh my! Wait! No! We need to do this last one.
Okay.
All right. What classic video game was named because the creator misunderstood a translation?
A video game character was named this,
I know it's a video game.
and the creator misunderstood a translation.
Well, I'll give you a hint. It's a game and a character.
Oh. My mind goes to Kirby, but I don't think that's true. Misunderstood the translation. I feel like I've probably known this from some point. I don't know. Hit me with it.
All right, it's actually Donkey Kong because the creator
Oh, that
thought
makes a lot of
the
sense.
creator thought donkey meant stupid. So Donkey Kong is actually supposed to be stupid Kong.
It probably because of ass, and maybe
Yeah.
ass was thought of as that, and then they're
I
like,
mean,
okay, use
like,
ass. Donkey
Gordon
Kong.
Ramsay does call people donkeys and so like it's actually not that far off.
Wow. You know what?
Damn.
I feel like we learned something
We
today
learned today.
somehow.
Wow.
But I've been Matt, aka Matt Fondude. You can follow me on the Twitch if you want to watch my upcoming streams at Matt Fondude, and on YouTube and on other sites and Twitter and TikTok and whatever. Just Google my name.
Yes, and I've been James, aka James04E, and you can find me on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter.
That's a meatball. Goodbye.